Want to tap into the power of Facebook ads, but don't have an idea of how to make a good graphic? BookBrush is a quick and easy tool anyone can use to make an attractive ad. Tonight, Corey Aldrin, co-founder of BookBrush, joins us to show us how to use it. This is The Writer's Journey. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kayleen Williams. And here with me is the consummate John Evans and the inimitable Lauren Moore. And tonight we're talking about an easy way to make great graphics. Our guest is the lead developer, chief operating officer, and founder of BookBrush. He creates everything you see on BookBrush and continues to improve it. He leads the creative and technical staff and collaborates with his co-founder on making strategic decisions to achieving future goals. Corey Aldrin, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me. Great intro.
I didn't write it.
But you read it and you were awesome.
Read it hard of all the doom. All right.
Yes, you owned that. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
how
I'm
is
excited.
everyone doing? Corey, it's great to see you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to show you what I've got.
And John, this whole episode was your idea because you were very excited. You heard about BookBrush on Mark Dawson's show.
Correct.
And you said,
Yeah.
hey, we've got to have this guy on The Writer's Journey because our audience needs to hear about BookBrush. We want to get on Facebook and make Facebook ads, but we don't know how to do it. So we brought on the man himself to show us how to do it.
Yeah.
So thanks for making this happen, John and Corey.
And he
Well,
updated
yeah.
his background, y'all. I
Yeah.
just felt like I had to point that out.
Who? Me or?
Yes, you.
Oh yeah. Like, pimp all the friends' books back here. And look, and this is why I need help with doing graphics. Right. This is my level. This is something I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. There you go. That's my level of graphical ability that I took to a book fair where I sold 3 whole books. But
All
there
right.
weren't all that many people there, so I kind of did well. It was yeah.
Let's help John and the rest of us up their graphic abilities. Corey, do you mind telling the audience a little about yourself and how you started BookBrush?
Yeah. We started BookBrush just kind of by chance. Really, it was me and my partner Josh had started a different service that nobody even knows about because it failed. But it but BookBrush was a part. Well, it wasn't BookBrush. It was a image software that was designed just as like a nice little add-on for our customers, and everybody loved that, and everybody forgot about the other thing that we actually thought was cool. And
Like, yeah, just get rid of all this other stuff and just give us more of this.
Yeah. So it was something I really put together on the side in about a week, and then it's not what it is now at all. But over time, then we just kept adding to it, and everybody liked that. So we ditched the other thing, and here we are with BookBrush. So yeah, and so BookBrush is really all about helping authors create images for marketing and social media, anything that you need images for, really. And it's really the big idea is trying to make it easy for people to do. So people that don't know what they're doing, there's you can go anywhere from really easy, just a few clicks and you've got something, to being able to really customize it if you want. So the full spectrum of wherever you want, I guess, however much you want to really get into the weeds of it. So
Side note tidbit for everybody listening out there. Sorry if I interrupted you. Key point of what he said doesn't have anything to do with BookBrush, but listen to your audience. They will tell you what they want more to read or to see. And now we shall continue. I just had to say that.
Yes. Yeah. If I was stubborn, I probably would have kept going with my original idea, and that wouldn't have worked out. So.
And then we'd be sad because you wouldn't be here talking about BookBrush.
Right.
So what exactly is BookBrush, and how is it different from something like Canva?
Yeah, so really, I guess for those that know Canva, the really easy way of really just describing BookBrush is really Canva for authors. And so, where Canva's for the masses, they can't gear themselves towards a specific audience as much. as we can. So everything is for the authors on BookBrush. So when it comes down to creating a 3D cover, if you want that on one of your ads, that's really easy. You just take your 2D cover and a couple clicks and you got your 3D cover on there. Or templates that are made for BookBub, things that our graphic designer has made where you click, it's there, ready to go, or you can switch out the text, or we
that
have
already
things in.
sounds a lot easier than what I currently do, which is I have a website I go to. I find a 3D book template. I have to take it into Photoshop, and then I have to do all these steps to get it layered on there. So.
Yep. And you'll see, and that's one of the things that people really love about this is they don't have to go do that somewhere else and then import it into something like Canva. It's already done for you right there. And you can create those kind of collages as well of like, you want to show that it's on an ebook, in a phone, in a 3D book, kind of all together. You can do that really simple. So, yeah.
With Canva and Photoshop, you have to pay attention to the size of the image that's required for like a Facebook banner or a Facebook ad versus something else. And my images end up looking stretched or kind of wonky because they don't have the size right. Does BookBrush have that all kind of already figured out and sorted?
Well, it depends on exactly what you mean. But if you're talking about the different sizes of the ads, absolutely. Those are already pre-built. And that's one of the first things you have to choose.
Yes.
So, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I find with Canva that even where it's got a size for you, you're like, dude, I just wanted an A5 poster, and yet I can't just find it because their search facilities on there, they've got so much on there that the search facilities aren't great. And the templates are always for like weirdly over-designed posters or something where you're like, you've got too much information on your poster that's going on front of a notice board outside a building. Like it's going to get rained on. And, so it just needs to be, you definitely need the time and date on there. That's a problem we used to have at a charity I volunteer at, is a lot of the volunteers will do this lovely poster that they think is wonderful. And you're like, this is using all the ink in the printer because it's just one big image, right? And I'm like, that's why I'm telling you, I just want as little images, a little text as possible on this colored paper that we've got, and that will pop, But they can't work that out. And the other thing they'll do is miss out something key, like the event is on Saturday. That's kind of important, but it gets missed off stuff. So having a good template that takes care of one of the things you're likely to forget, like where you think, well, I want to do a BookBub ad, and you spend ages putting it together, and then when you go to BookBub say, but we want a different size to what you've done, and then you're like, I don't actually know how to fix that in Photoshop because I thought I was heroic just by doing something in a version of Photoshop at all, let alone like getting it the right size. So when you're in BookBrush, I would upload to BookBrush my cover photos, and then BookBrush will store those. Would that be right for future use?
Yep.
And then are there? So say I want to do a BookBub ad. Are there? Do you have like templates with all the graphics I need for the background, and then I'm just slapping my picture over it in the slot, or would an author need to go and get, say, in my case it's sci-fi, so like some planets or a spaceship, and upload that, and then upload the cover? What sort of options do you have like that?
Yeah, really all of it. And maybe the better thing is I could actually just do one of the BookBub templates right now. You want me to jump in there and
all right, for all of you audio listeners out there, y'all are missing the visual of our show and tell today. Corey's going to walk us through an actual adness, and we're going to partake of the amazing. And I am going to continue to talk until he is ready to hit the button so we can do the screen share. And I'm talking, and I'm dancing, and it's happening. Let's do it, folks. All right, here we are.
Yeah. So what I guess what I'll do just before I jump right into that, because that really is a great example of something that I can show you with the templates. So I'll start here. We have a couple main tools. This is the custom creator, which really gives you a wide range of being able to, edit as much as you want, edit the text, edit the background, add images, all of that. And then if we have time, I'll show you the really easy tool that some people use if they need an image and like, oh, I forgot I had to post something in 2 minutes, and you just want to, you know, have something with somebody holding your book or something like that, which is what we call instant mockups. And I'll show you that as well. But
I do want to
John,
interject before you get going. For our audio listeners, what we are currently looking at, one thing that pops out to me right now on the left-hand side of the sightness thingy is it's a really quick click point button, select from popular sizes below, and then it's immediately those image graphics of the like the Facebook logo. So, you know, instantly there's a Facebook, there's an Amazon, there's a Pinterest, there's a BookBub, there's even Instagram and Twitter. So there are lots of formats already readily available, just point click, and we're going to figure out how to do one. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah. So this is exactly what Lauren, I think, was talking about at the beginning, was having those defined image sizes, and we have all of the popular ones that authors want. Even have some like bookmark sizes and coasters and business cards and that sort of stuff. So
you could take those images and you could take them to Vistaprint, and you could get all sorts of fun stuff. Okay.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. So this is where you could start from scratch. Basically, have nothing ready to, or nothing done, but you can create everything that you want, adding background, adding text, everything. But what John was saying was with templates. So we have community templates, which are things that have been designed by our author graphic designer, and she makes all of these. And so what you can do is you can filter these. I think at the moment we have close to 1,000 of them. I don't remember the exact number, but you can filter them based on different things. If you get too specific with genre and platform and you know, very descriptive stuff, there might be fewer. But if you're looking for something very specific, like what did we want? We wanted a BookBub ad, right? BookBub ad. You can then filter, and it shows all the BookBub ads. And so what you can do from here is you can find one that you want. I don't know. Anybody got a favorite they like right away?
Dog, the Dalmatian.
The Dalmatian. You click on it, and everything populates for you exactly as it is.
Wow.
And so if, you know, at a very minimum, let's say you really like this, you have a book that you want a dog on there. All you have to do is click this little change cover button, and all your covers.
Lightning bolt.
Yep.
That's amazing.
And like John was saying earlier, you can upload all your books. So if you can upload your books and they stay in your account right here for you, or you can upload them as you go. But let's say you want this one, then this is your book. Give it a second. In the background, it's creating that 3D book for you again with your cover in it.
Ooh, okay, guys, what he did. So the initial ad had a dog with a nice little, really big, bold quote, 99 cents. And then there was a picture of like an actual book. And then you can go in there and you can change it to a tablet or phone, a laying down book, a standing book. So you can even customize beyond the customization of the template. And that is awesome.
Your ad's all right there for you.
And it's already spaced, and you know it's going to be the right size.
Yep. And it fits exactly like it was showing in the template. And then you can adjust those things. So like if you wanted to adjust this, you know, the size or where it is exactly, or let's say you even wanted to add another one. So like, you know, we were talking about, these are the different 3D books we've got.
Oh my goodness, y'all! There's like must be like 100 or so different. I mean, there's bags. There's people holding them. There's one with headphones.
Yep. So
and a watch.
I mean,
I've never seen one with a watch, y'all. Okay.
Yeah, lots of. I mean, whatever you want, it's here for you. And so what you can do is
cover reveals.
Yep, cover reveals.
Cover reveals.
Yep. So you want to add multiple on here? You could add, you know, sometimes with the hands. If you wanted to add on BookBub, it may not make sense to add, you know, a second one, but
for the dog. There
And
you go.
then, but you can see how you can layer, multiple. And if you've got
that
a
would be
bigger
cool.
image, you can add your series, you can add whatever you want.
I know you
And
can have
then-
that book in the background. You can have hands with the tablet. Shows versatility, available in all formats in picture form
Exactly.
without stating it. Ah,
Yep. And then the text, everything, all the elements are clickable. So whatever is a specific element, you can click it. Single clicking gives you some brief options up here. Double clicking it then gives you the full range of everything that you would want. So being able to change the color, adding a gradient to the color, the size, everything can be changed. The height, line height, spacing, background color.
So,
all of
quick
that.
question, because I can see you can change the font type as well.
Yep.
Are people able to add their own fonts? Because I know there's a lot of people, they pay for specific fonts for a series. Are they able? Oh, right there.
Yep.
Add more fonts. Okay.
Yep, right there. So if you,
You can add your own fonts.
absolutely. So we've got about 1,000 that are on the platform that you can use yourself. That you can add or remove your favorites. 1,000 is unmanageable. But if you save 10, 20 of them in your account, what happens is it saves it so it's easy to access. Or you can upload your own. And so these are examples of one I've uploaded over here.
So
And
we can flat I can't point at the screen, can I? That doesn't work. We can that chunk on the left. We can save the fonts that we work with most commonly, or
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're looking for something like
yeah.
let's say some popular ones are like handwritten ones. As an example, like you want, I like this one. I want to make sure I keep it saved. And so here's what happens then. Over here, from now on, first we add it as easy to access because you just added it. But then your uploaded ones are at the top of the list, and then your saved ones, like I just saved, are right here. And then we have some default ones for people that haven't done anything yet. But you can just go.
That's glorious. I
And that
hate
is
having to
fantastic.
scroll through an endless list of
Yes.
fonts.
Yes.
I mean, I have Photoshop elements, and as far as I'm concerned, it either can't do that or I don't know how to do that because it's got no user interface help. And picking a good font is almost impossible for me. I can look at that and go, that looks okay, but I couldn't pick a font from a list of 1,000 fonts, as I have discovered on a number of occasions. And when you go and look for fonts and find font advice, people say, well, choose a nice font like, sort of like one of these 100 fonts. And I'm like, no, that's not helpful. I want you to tell me there are 10 fonts that amateurs should use. That's it. Just so, and often, obviously, you find out that it's one that just isn't supported anyway. So, or rather, do you want to go and pay $100 for this font? It's like, dude, I don't even know if it's a good one.
And I do want to add, in the drop-down menu of the font choice, it's not just like they're all written in Times New Roman with their lovely names. They are visual representations of that font in their name. So that's even more easy to...
Yeah, what you're describing there, I've seen that so many times. You look at the list and it doesn't actually show you the font. It just shows you the default font. And you're like, what is
spaghetti twist supposed to be? I don't.
Yeah. And it includes loads of weird fonts that nobody ever uses, as well. So anyway, sorry, I've interrupted your flow, Corey. Go on.
Oh, no worries. Yeah. So, the other thing then is stamps. So, for example, this right here is a stamp we have that you can cover, that you can put stuff on top. So
a big orange circle that the 99 cents is on.
Right. Yep. So there's various things like that. And since I just described that, I'll show you really quickly. That's just, we have some of these simple things that just kind of help make something stand out, which is typically the price or something. Yep.
Little stars.
Yeah. But then what we also have are very common things. This is just another thing that makes it very author specific, is these are all things that authors want. So like stars, your star ratings of your book. You just click and it's there. And then you can do what you want with it. You can move it, resize it, whatever. Again, everything is double clickable. So when you double click it, you have the options. That's background, sorry. Transparency. Blur, just whatever. You can flip it.
So this is honestly, this is looking to be a very, almost like a very simplified Photoshop, because every time you double click on something, it gives you that object's very specific ways that you can change it. So the text, it only gives you the stuff that you can do to that text. And it's just in this lovely, you know, little left-hand panel. Everything's very easy to read. Yeah, I like it. I'm liking it so far.
The ad for your book is completely made. Everything's there. The tagline's there. The only thing that you need to upload would be the cover, and then anything that you could want on that ad or take off is the option is there to do it. Very intuitive.
Yep. And then, yeah, so then we have just, you know, different retailers and things like that to be able to quickly add those if you want to as well. So lots of variation of common stuff that authors would want in their images.
So you're already getting people's interests. I just popped this one up. Nathan Peed said, "Is there a link somewhere? In the words of Fry, take my money." Take it out.
Yes, it's bookbrush.com. I can provide a link later if we need to.
How much money are we taking, just so everyone knows? Yeah.
Let me go to that right now if we want to jump on that really quickly.
If you haven't noticed, we are an organic. You know, we have these lovely questions in this plan, and then we get into it, and we're just like, all the things. We want to go to all the places.
Sidetracking poor Corey.
Absolutely. Actually, I don't mind it. I sometimes if I'm talking too much in a row, I feel like I'm boring everybody. So bore myself hearing my voice too often. So that's good. So we have multiple plans. First, I would say that we do have a free plan, which is actually about the equivalent to our gold plan. It has almost everything that you need. It's just very, or not very, it's limited in how many downloads you can get. So you can get 15 downloads for free to be able to use it all, test it, whatever you want. And then after that, you would have to pay. So once you use up your credits, then you pay. And it's paid yearly. It's $99 for the plus plan. And then the gold plan is $146. And the main difference is one thing that we haven't shown yet, which is instant mockups that I talked about briefly. And I'll go into that a little bit if we have some time as well. So.
That's actually not a bad. Can you scroll up just a wee bit?
Oh, yep.
That's not a bad price point. You know, so just like the super basic, you're not going to have to worry too much. Let's see, save 50 templates, save 50 backgrounds, save 50 uploaded images. You know, I'm assuming that's a single month.
25.
And those
you're paying $8.25 to be able to do 50 of, you know, I mean, and for, I don't know how many ads someone out there, single author out there is doing, but that's
and those are. Yeah, just to make sure, to be clear too, it's actually, you can download as many images as you want. So you can make them and download them. These templates are saving them for later use. So you can save them and repopulate them and adjust them.
Ooh, so it's almost like they can save them on the BookBrush's server. So they don't. Exactly. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep. So just like I'm there. So my templates.
Yeah.
Save templates. So this is one that I already created. It's basically the exact same as what I just showed you with the community template. It's just these are mine that I created in my account. So
nice. So when you get that book 2, you get that book 7, you get a new series in that same universe. You can be like, but I want everyone to remember and know that this is from that same series. You have your template already saved. You can go back in there, re-upload the new books, covers, and you're good to go.
Yep. Yeah, and another common thing people use those for too is like if you're doing ads, a BookBub ad, for example, and you just want to make a few slight variations to it to create 10, you know, and test them. Really simple to create 10 ads with some slight variations to test out all the different versions. So
yeah, and I think what I would say is that any other way you're going to do this, it's almost certainly going to take you a lot more time. Unless you're, you know, if you're a graphic designer who's just started writing books, you're probably going to be like, I'm fine. I don't need this sort of thing. But hardly anybody is. Hardly anybody knows what they're doing in graphic design.
Right.
This is a bit like when, you know, when new people say, "Oh, I'm going to do my own cover," and everybody else goes, "No, do not do that. Not even if you're a graphic designer, unless you're a book cover designer, don't do it." And even if you are a book cover designer, you might find value in getting some. It's like an editor could edit their own work, but they should probably have another editor look at it, because
Which we do.
yeah. So I think you will, you know, you'll save a lot of time doing this. And as Corey was saying, if you're on something like BookBub or Facebook, in an ideal, you're doing it properly, as all the experts will tell you to do. You don't put up your Facebook ad and then go, "I spent $1,000 on it and it wasn't successful." You put up 10 different ads and spend $100 and pick the best of those and then spend that one. But if you've got to create 10 different ads, 10 different ad images that you want to test on BookBub or Facebook or wherever, that's a chore, you know. So, you know, being able to reduce the amount of time that takes you is a massive advantage, and that's what means that that's where you're going to save lots of money, I think, on this versus most other solutions that any of us could operate. So.
I just had a secondary thought. When I was very first starting off in the, you know, self-publishing world, I was not even aware of even a drop in the bucket worth of where you can advertise, how you can advertise, you know. And this right here, even from the very get-go, you're just like, what? I can do places where with what? You know, so for the newer author too, you know, who may not have thought about, you know, posting on Instagram ads and whatnot, or Twitter or things like that, which they do come across. I know quite a few. You know, you can already get ideas just with viewing what's possible on the space.
Yeah.
That was it.
All right.
So,
Yeah, all good. Yeah. Another thing that I haven't shown too is being able to adjust your background. So, you know, being able to change out maybe, oh, I like the idea of a dog, but that's not quite the right one that I want. We have lots of images that you can actually search for, and you can search for dogs. And
Look at the
all
puppy.
and hey, hang on, those are free images, aren't they?
These are free. Yep, and they're free to use commercially as well. So they're all commercial free.
And
yep.
The difference here with Canva is it's almost impossible. They have free images, but it's actually really hard usually to search for just the free images. They don't make that easy for you.
Yeah.
You pretty much have to find your own image and bring it in.
Yep.
Yeah, well, yeah, Canva's search facilities are a bit weak, because they want you to buy their $1 images, which is obviously a very good price for, you know, a premium photo. But what you actually want is a very sophisticated, you know, the best search available. You know, you've searched for dogs and you've actually got dogs.
Yep.
That doesn't necessarily happen on other search platforms like, I don't know, Deposit Photo. You know, it's like, that's a cat.
We've got dogs in blankets. We've got dogs laying down.
yeah.
Bugs.
So.
Yeah, and like everything else, it's really just click. And so if you let's say you like this one, for example, you can click on it, and it just replaces it. And obviously, you know, the way I have it now doesn't work great, but we have the flip tool allows you to flip it, and
it's so easy. It's a one click. You don't even have to search. It's right there at the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Boom. New doggo.
There.
Puppy.
I mean, just in a few clicks, you've got something completely different. Well, looks different, but it really you only had to do a few things to change it. So all the, you know, different tools that we have, because I've double clicked it, I have these options over here of, you know, transparency, or some of these make more sense now. Blur it if you want. You know, blur is a really cool one for like adding your own, putting your cover in the background sometimes, and having that very same kind of feel of the book, but then blurring it a little so it's not the main point. And then we have these filters that you can change.
Oh, they've got the filters. They've got the phone filters for the images. So if you're out there thinking, but everybody's going to be using all these pictures, they've got filters. They've got the blurs. There's transparencies. And, you know, you can always upload your own as well.
Yep, absolutely. There's lots of ways of making this your own. You've got a full range of different ways of combining this with other stuff. So absolutely.
For your
All right.
is important too, because when you're making a Facebook ad, you can target that Facebook ad to very specific audience using different metrics, like dog lover or cat lover, or stay-at-home mom or something. You can make your audience very specific, and then you could find those keywords in the search terms and make an ad specifically for that target audience you're trying to reach on Facebook.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
cool.
All right. So before we continue on, because I just realized what time it was, we're going to stop for really, really quick for a spotlight. All right. This week's spotlight is on Help! My Facebook ads suck! The second edition by Mal and Jill Cooper. Learn how to make great ads and also make great ads with BookBrush and quickly spot the lemons. Second edition update with new strategies such as audience stacking, personalized audience creation, and more. Have you put up Facebook ads to sell your books time and time again, only to spend a pile of money and not see any results? You're not alone. We were there too, but now we've quit our day jobs and we make a living selling fiction. Both our initial successes and the sustainability of our book sales have come from Facebook ads. Mel and Joe Cooper. In this book, you'll learn how to find the cost per click and the sales volumes you'll need to hit to know if an ad is profitable. You'll learn how to target your ads and how to tweak them for maximum returns by either age, gender, and even region. You'll see how to write plot-based ads, character-based ads, pure marketing ads, the whole bit. Stop losing money every time you run an ad and instead turn them into book-selling machines. Click Buy Now of Doom. Or Reach Doom. I don't know which would be worse. All right.
All right. So one other thing I wanted to show as well, if I remove the filter, something cool is we have this little remove background part. And this allows you to, let's say you like this dog, but you don't want any of the background. You can remove it. And you've got...
Oh my goodness, they have an auto... Okay, for the people in listening on the audio right now, so we have a doggo. He's sitting on just like a simple wood floor. You know, if you were to take that into Photoshop to like, I just want the dog because I want to put him somewhere else, right? That example, you know, you have to go in there. It's a pain in the butt, man. I've done it, and it's I don't know how people do it for a living. Anyway, you just click a button, remove, yes, and then the dog pops out.
So instead of spending 10 minutes cutting that dog out, or
10 minutes, man, you're talking, for me, it's like 2-3 hours.
okay, 2 or 3 hours cutting him out.
And it is 2 seconds.
Yeah. And it's it like you could tell that, you know, in with like these little areas too, it does a pretty good job of getting all the like...
You can tell he's been cut out, but just getting it to there can be so time consuming. So that's awesome.
And what I'd say there is, yes, obviously in Photoshop you can do the world's most perfect job, but in a BookBub ad, which I think is like 300 by 500 or something, I mean, it's going to look like a few inches on a big screen on your computer, and less on your phone or whatever. So people are not going to see those 3 or 4 pixels, you know. And anyway, any dog lover is going to look at a dog and go, "Oh, it's a dog," and then they're lost for the day. They're not going to like look, "Oh, it's a dog with a little bit of wood by its fur," you know. So being able to do that quickly is you know, that is hugely powerful, because obviously the other way to do it, if you don't know how to do it, is to get a graphic designer to do it for you, and they're going to charge you per image, not unreasonably, and it's going to take them significant time if you want to do something like that. So
so a lot of what I'm seeing here is there is a potential of a huge cut down on time. For one, trying to figure out what do these different marketing platforms want as far as sizing. What do they want, you know, as far as the shapes, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. All you click a button, here's your options. Go to community, figure out your own, save your own, find one in community, save what you tweaked, and
Absolutely.
issue solved.
And
Ooh, videos.
And then one of the other options we have for backgrounds is videos. So if you wanted to, the videos currently are limited to just the background. So it's really a way to add some sort of kind of movement to your ad. Obviously, a BookBub, for this example, it doesn't work in BookBub, but for Facebook or any other platform that you're using it for, it just adds a little bit of an effect. So if I'm blanking on something, what's something to search for a dog ad?
Stars or no, I don't know, for a dog.
For a dog ad?
Lake, river.
Lake. Trying to think. What was I trying? Hills.
Hills.
The things I'm always posting. Fields. There's the word.
Fields.
Oh, it's a moving field and a blowing field.
Have him
and
run in the field.
Got Adams, y'all.
Oh.
Look at that. It's a love story and the pug's in the middle of it. It's just already telling itself. I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to say if those are poppies, though, I wouldn't put that on a love story.
It's a very happy dog.
It's suspense.
Yeah, poppies have a whole other connotation in Europe, but they could be any red flower. I'm no expert.
Yeah. Yeah, you can use your imagination on where you could go with this. So, I mean, if you have like a sci-fi one, you can.
Ooh, pugs in space. Yes, stars.
Oh, well, I guess spell it right. You.
Typed in sci-fi. That's it, and then all these really cool videos pop up.
Pugs in
space
would be awesome, by the way, because of the Muppets. That would be fantastic. Pugs in space.
Someone get on writing that.
So videos of shooting through the stars.
But
That's
yeah. Yep.
Nice.
And then you can layer like images on top of it if you want to, whatever. If you want some sort of this isn't going to look maybe the greatest, but you add some transparency to
The background.
Is it coming through?
Yeah, I can see
The background's kind of becoming more
I
transparent.
think because the background's so light, it's not dark enough to.
Here we go. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So you can add, you can play with the combination if you want to have.
So he just added two backgrounds. One is a moving background, shooting line things, and then he added a like field mountain thing. So then it's just like of these mountains.
I could see that working. You could go for rain, and then an animated rain, and then then a landscape background, and that is fantastic. Well, one of the things I want to point out here is for anybody who hasn't done much, say, Facebook advertising, because you can do video ads on Facebook. Video, last time I checked, and I'm pretty sure Help My Facebook Ads Suck would back this up. Video ads, you tend to get a lower cost per click than you will for a static image. So it can be, not only is it really engaging, well, partly because it's really engaging. So what Facebook look at is that they want people to click on the ads. If people aren't clicking on the ads, then they're showing them the wrong ads. So if their stats say videos are more likely to get clicks, they're going to reward you for giving their users videos rather than entirely static images. And as Corey said, you can't use that on BookBub, but you can use it on Facebook ads. You can use it on a lot of the social media platforms. You can use videos. So that's really cool.
I know, and you also don't have to worry about is the file too big, right?
Yeah.
Because it's already tailor made, for that specific platform that you have clicked on. Instagram, Facebook, Amazon, Twitter. So you don't have to worry that it's going to be too big because it's been trimmed for you. You just let's be kids in the sandbox and build sandcastles with the sand. Already made sand blocks. There you go.
Well, is there any that gives a pretty good wide range of the possibilities with this. Any questions or?
Yeah, if you have any questions in the chat, go ahead and pop them in.
And we did have a few ahead of time.
Ooh.
Let's see. Is BookBrush easy to download?
What was that? Cut out.
Is BookBrush easy to download?
I'm sorry, I still didn't hear it.
Is BookBrush easy to download?
Oh, well, BookBrush is just web-based, so you just create an account, and you can jump in there right away. Takes a couple seconds, and you're in.
No downloading, even
No.
better.
And we could start with the free account to kind of test it out, and you can do up to 15 images.
Yep, you can use 15 downloaded images. So when you're just when you're ready, which I haven't done.
Oh, so what he's talking about is when you're finished with your ad and now you're going to download that finished compilation, you can download 15 times.
Yep. So save this image to your computer, counts as one download, and you have 15 of those for free.
Sweet.
Yep. Yeah, that is awesome, because anybody who's very early in their career, 15 images is going to last them until they can easily afford to, pay for an ongoing subscription. Well, I know it's a yearly payment, but subscription. So that's really helpful. Can you do? So you've got animation here. Could you? Is there a way to animate a book cover or anything?
Yeah. So I should have hidden this beforehand. This is in development at the moment. You can only see it because this is my account.
You can say no, not yet, John, but we're working on it. That's fine.
Yes, not yet. But since you brought it up, I could say something really quick. What we're doing, it's really cool. It's been one of my favorite things to work on so far on BookBrush. Actually, what you can do is you can take anything and add movement to it. So you can create these nice little animations of making any element move. So you want this book cover to come sweeping in 2 seconds after. You basically create a video from these images. So, some people might create an image where like the book comes in and then it's got like these kind of rotating reviews of it, or maybe they want to show off their series and one book comes in and one leaves and the next one comes in and it leaves and the next one comes in and leaves.
Yeah.
You can make the button kind of pulsate a little bit if you want the button to show a little bit more. So lots of cool things that's going to come with that, but
yeah,
almost ready.
No, yeah. So I don't mean to put you on the hotspot or anything, but yeah, I mean, and I think the thing is, on any platform where you can add some movement or the appearance of movement, it doesn't have to be like some book trailer that an expert film production company made for it to serve the purpose that you need, which is draw somebody's eye and have them go, oh, I like that. That's a spaceship. Oh, it's a book. Oh, let me go through and see what it's about. So even simple idiot-proof stuff is going to help many of us.
Yep. And something that's just a little different too. That like when people are scrolling through Facebook, it's just something a little bit different that maybe other people aren't able to do, and a little movement can help.
Yeah.
So,
and I've seen prices for people using. There are a few apps out there that you can get, although you can't get them on PC and you can't get them on your website like this that I've seen. And they can do things like they'll take like a waterfall and it will add a bit of an effect to it, and then you've got a bit of an animation on the waterfall in your picture, and it's not a real animation, but it's just enough to trick your eye into thinking that's moving water. But I found those to be highly restricted. Like it wouldn't install on the old iPad that I got given, and I can't just use it on my PC. And it's like, or even my Mac. And you're like, I'm sorry, I can't use this app. Why did you bother designing it if I can't use it on an actual Mac? I'm like, just don't bother. But a website will work on probably any platform. I would imagine.
Yep.
I've seen people charging sort of $20 or so to do a very, very basic little bit of fluffy animation, maybe some sparks or something like that. You can overlay over your urban fantasy book. It looks great. They're charging about $20. It probably only took them a short while because they have got an up-to-date iPad and they know roughly what they're doing. But they're not using an expensive app. They're charging you $20. Well, if you wanted 10 images like that, that's gonna be $200, and you're like, oh, I could have spent that on Facebook ads, or I could have had the whole subscription to BookBrush and done it myself, and also not had to wait 2 days. You can just do it in the morning, and the ad is up by the afternoon, as opposed to you can't expect a graphic designer to turn things around for you on the same day, unless you're married to them, which I do. No, the Haskells are married to each other, but I'm pretty sure Rebecca will tell Jeff to go away if he says, I want a 1 day turnaround on and she's doing something else. But
Yeah, I can see where a lot of people would think, I don't have time to find the graphics, but the graphics are right there. And also, I can't think of a tagline. I can't think of a great thing to say about my book, but the taglines are right there on the template.
Yeah.
You have a whole lot of templates with the whole ad completely written for the book. All you just do is pop in the cover and roll.
Yep. And we've talked a lot about creating ads here, of course, which I mean is a big use case, but really you can lots of different cases of just on your social media or in your email or on your website. Like there's lots of different things you can do with those different platforms of creating different sorts of images as well. So
yeah.
How can BookBrush also support like a poster size? Like what sort of sizing, I guess, because I know it's mainly like with those platforms and those images do need to be a lot smaller, but okay, so he's already doing it again. He's just like, well, here's sizes.
Well, we actually don't necessarily have an actual poster size.
You have a custom
but we
size?
do have custom, which allows you to pick any sort of size that you want. So, excuse me.
Those are those in pixels?
These are pixels, yes. So if you wanted to do a poster, I guess you'd have to have the dimensions and the conversion for those. I guess. I've never really had a poster recommendation, but
because people, for some in local communities like to have little posters, or when you're doing cons, graphics, which I know you can do in other places, but for the person who's trying to save a book.
Yep, absolutely. Yes, it can be done. I guess I just wouldn't know the size at the moment offhand, but absolutely. So if you wanted to, I'll just show you how the custom size works. I mean, if you've got it, I'm
going as fast as I can, and I'm typing.
But but basically, if you know the size, you type it in and submit, and you've got the new size to work with.
Yeah. I mean that shouldn't be, that shouldn't be too hard. And obviously, if you're getting it printed like that, if you want, you can get those roll-up signs and stuff. A lot of people use those on their stands, and obviously they're going to give you the dimensions, and it's going to be something. It'll be something weird anyway, because it'll be, if it's 6 foot long and 1.5 wide, it's like a bookmark but only giant, right. And you need high definition. Otherwise, printers at those shops, they tend to look at you really funny if you give them something like you don't actually know what you're doing, and they're like, oh,
it's one of those.
How do you not know these secrets? And I feel like saying, how do you not have a poster that I can take away that has the dimensions on for that product, so I can just come in and say, I want to do this, and they say, yeah, take this leaflet and come back with a PDF.
So I was mostly curious what sort of cap that BookBrush had as far as sizing. Especially for someone who's like, well, I don't want to order through like Vistaprint. I just want to be able to have an image that I can take to my local print shop because it'd be a little cheaper. I need it now. So what I essentially gather is, yes, you can do, if you know the dimensions within the pixel size, then you can get those those
Yeah.
sizes that.
Yep. Theoretically, you really could create any size that you want. It would become a little bit more difficult the bigger you get to finding free images.
Oh yeah,
Because
turn into like
you're running out of space.
and
Yeah. So if you've got the image size for it, it works. I can say the thing that John was talking about, those roll-up things. I've seen pictures of authors, now that I think about it, that have used BookBrush to create some of those. So that's a big image, and it turned out pretty good for them. So
yeah, if you have the image size that you can download into BookBrush, you tell it I need, I don't know, what are those things, like 5 by 9, inches. If you can figure out the pixel ratio. The reason I don't hope I'm not rude. Is there, I don't know, option to put in inches?
Yeah, I mean, yes, there definitely is an option. I'll say that it basically comes down to being able to download it as a PDF. If you're aware of how that works, and downloading as PDF is a relatively new feature that we have, and that just hasn't been built in yet. It's just
there's so much to come, y'all. I can already tell.
Yeah. I mean,
he's like, I'm already there. Just give me a little bit of time.
So I can tell you here. I literally just Googled how many pixels for an A3 print. Remind me, in America you do use A4, A3, A2 for paper sizes?
No, we do 8.5 by 11, which is not your A's. That I have learned using graphic design, so I know what you're talking about. But no, it's not at all.
But it will be easy to look up. So this thing, just straight on Google, you don't even have to go to a website, and it says A3 is 842 mil by 1191 mil, which is meaningless, but it's a normal poster size, trust me. And it's at 300 DPI. You've got 3,500 pixels by 4,960, and you'll find that size of photo on like Deposit Photos or whatever stock photo, even free stock photo sites will have that size of image. So it won't be hard to do any kind of normal poster size you're talking about. I think with the very long rollers, I presume you have to stitch several images together, because that might get difficult. But you're basically looking at 300 dots per inch.
Yeah.
So that's going to give you your print quality, where you look at it and you go, that looks like a good quality photograph. And possibly you might go higher, but I didn't think you would need to go higher. But it's not hard to Google what you would need, and therefore get the dimensions and turn it into pixels. So.
Yeah, and really the easiest thing probably for me to do at this point would be adding it into one of these options here that's ready to go, just like I have the business card, because really it's the same thing. So.
Can you show us the cover creator real quick?
Yeah. Let me jump in there. So I will say, like I'm sure all of you agree, this isn't a replacement for you shouldn't design your own book cover, but there's still some cases for having a book being
like a
done,
reader magnet or something. Or
absolutely. That's one of the biggest reasons. I would say some people also use it as a placeholder. Sometimes they need something because they're doing something and they need it. But it works almost exactly the same way as the custom creator, except it's designed more for a book. And the biggest place that this becomes different, and actually the place that potentially becomes useful for some people, is the print option. If you're trying to convert your ebook to a print book, which I'll show you in a second. But
it asks you what kind of cover you're creating, ebook, print, or audio, and then you can tailor make the cover you're creating for that exact kind of book.
Yep.
What he said, because a lot of people that I've noticed, they're doing the ebook first. So you have the ebook image, but now you need to create a print wraparound.
Yep.
So, but I just spent $300 on this ebook cover. I need to save a nickel. Tiny bit of a wraparound, go around. Anyway, y'all know.
Wraparound is the word you're looking for. Yeah. Too
many wraparounds. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
So if if you're creating an ebook, it looks almost identical to the custom creator. You basically get all the same stuff. It's just the dimensions. The print is where it becomes really useful, where you can select what it is you're creating. So the size of your book.
Got 4x6 up to.
I forget what one of the common ones is kind of like this, right?
Yeah.
And then paper type, it matters because it depends on the size of your spine, and then your page count. And what it does is when you submit that, it populates.
Oh my goodness, people! he just in less than 5 seconds created a print template cover thingy, and yes,
yeah, it gives you all the grid lines.
Did the math. They did the math for you.
Yes.
It's great.
Yes, all done. These are perfect. This is, if you were to layer this on top of Amazon's PDF, it would match exactly on there, like what you would send to your graphic designer, or maybe what your graphic designer would use. And yeah, so everything from where you put your back cover, your front cover, and your spine. And so what you can do from here, as an example, let's say you do have your ebook cover. If you wanted to upload your front cover,
and it's very like obviously labeled, this is where you upload the front cover, this is where you upload the back cover, and it's gonna pop it in there for you. And then you just download it.
I should have had this one a little bit better prepared, but let's just say you've got one. I'm gonna make sure I have a big enough one. So you upload your cover, and it populates it right in the spot that you want it. So it might need to be adjusted a bit, but it does line it up in the perfect spot. Just because it's not, ebook cover isn't always exactly perfect. You do that. And some people I've seen, and you can do a couple different things. You can upload your own images here, just like on the custom creator, to keep it going. But what you can also do is upload that book again. This is just a really simple way of
so he's showing us
something.
A really simple continuation of the background. If you're not sure what to do, continuing the front cover into the spine, into the background, he just made the front cover itself really super big, blurred it out, find a spot where you don't have a whole lot of text, so it kind of creates this little imagey thingy, and boom.
The colors kind of match the front picture, so it all
colors match. It's all flowing.
Yep, and so you can add your text then on here.
And Nathan Pete says, "I will be signing up to this for this reason alone." And I know there's a lot of people out there. They spend all this money on the ebook covers, and then they get to the point where, I'm sorry if you can hear my pterodactyl, she's screaming. Where they need to make the print. What's the spine? What do I do with the spine? Where is it supposed to go? How am I supposed to get it? Amazon won't accept it. This is wrong. That's wrong. Bookbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have, for the example of having your, that we were saying, if you need something for a giveaway or something, we do have templates as well by a graphic designer. So same thing. You can find them by genre and type, and it all works exactly the same. So if you find one that you like, well, that's a print. But anyways, you find one you like, and everything again is editable. So you change the text, and all of that can be changed.
Wow, the cover's right there.
Yeah, and that's actually a perfectly good cover. So I wouldn't necessarily want to use, I don't know how many covers you've got on there, but I wouldn't want to use a cover that might have been used several times before. However, what if I'm a brand new author and I haven't got any money yet? And people are always saying, oh, just earn some more money so you can pay for a cover. And I'm like, that's not how earning money works. You can't just,
have money so you can make money.
Yeah, I mean, not every author who's starting out can go and get a second job, because that happens. They're already working too. And they've got kids and pets, and they've got a limited amount of time to write, so it isn't always practical to go and earn extra money. And there are all sorts of books that you might want to publish where you just need a simple cover, like if it's a reader magnet, or if you were doing nonfiction, if you were like, I want to give out a free book to people who, like a workbook or something, an add-on to a course or anything like that. You want it to be a book, but you also don't want to pay, because it's not going on Amazon or whatever. You don't want to pay out for a large amount of book cover design for something that just needs to be simple.
Yep.
And if you're a cover designer or illustrator and you want to get into cover designing for other people, like as a freelancer, this could be a tool that could make your job a lot quicker. You can source graphics and you've got a sense of font and style, and you can come up with those taglines that other people can't. And this tool would just make your time load go way down.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, any questions on that?
Oh, so Nathan has said, if you start with an image with no text, can you place text on it? And I'm going to say the image will. The answer is probably yes. Yeah.
Yep. There's different ways you can add text over here. You can Shift T adds a new spot, and you can double click.
Yeah.
They've got all the options that you can find, in any kind of image generator program. I'm going to use Photoshop because that's what I use the most. InDesign, there's, the Illustrator, they have text options. You can left justified, center justified, the whole thing. You have all of your font options. You have your color options. You can change colors, transparencies. You can add shadows. You can make it taller. You can even change the letter spacing I just saw in there. You could make it a button. You can make buttons. And I'm just like staring at the image, trying to find all the things that is on here. So, I mean, it would definitely be worth it, I think, for everybody out there to at least make an account, check out the free version and see what you can do, because, that is going to be just enough for, especially the first time, just starting out author. You have a few books, you haven't even gotten a book out yet, and you're not sure what you're doing, where to go. Like I said earlier, you already have ideas of different platforms that you can put ads on because they have all the buttons there for you. And guess what? All the sizes are there for you. All of the pictures that you can, if you aren't sure where to go to get free imagery and you're not like, oh my God, is this like, copyrighted and I'm going to get sued out of my butt for having a single, ad out there on Instagram. They're all free for commercial use. And yeah, I'm gonna be checking this out. I've already seen like 3 or 4 of our audience members who have stated in the chat that they've already made accounts and they're checking it out. And,
nice. Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for making this.
Yeah.
Just like the background stuff that you guys are doing, the tech stuff, just to make this all work. It's so seamless. It's really super simple. Everybody on audio, bookbrush.com. You'll find it. It's the first one up there. I already looked on it partway through the thing. Y'all probably saw me typing because I just wanted to see what the website looked like. It's really super simple. Easy to do. Click here, click there. Boom. Facebook ad. Instagram picture thingy for the masses. All right. Corey.
Yeah.
We're over. I want to talk more. But we can't. No, sorry.
Keep it going.
We love going over. All right.
Yeah, I will say one thing I will say, because we did run out of time. Definitely check out from the homepage. Look at the instant mockups. I'd say half our audience, that's their favorite feature, actually. So go check it out for sure.
All right, you heard it here. Instant mockups. Bookbrush. You got an ebook cover. I need a print cover. Bookbrush. I need a Facebook ad. Bookbrush. I need a bookbrush. All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Corey.
Yes.
Let's see. I don't know if you want to include this, but if our viewers and listeners want to not super creepy stalk you, where can they go and do that?
Find me personally.
You don't have to answer that. You can just be like, you can.
I'm not.
He's like, please no.
I'm not a huge public figure. I guess I don't think of myself that way. look me up on at Bookbrush on our About Us page if you want to see what I look like or whatever. But yeah.
All right, you can find him on Bookbrush.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
where can they find you on Facebook?
Again, you
Though?
can find me on.
Where can they find Bookbrush on Facebook?
Yeah. So So we have Facebook.com/bookbrush. There you go. But we do have a group as well. So anybody that joins can get in there and get help with different things in there as well. So
There you go.
Definitely
That
join.
is how people stalk you without being creepy.
that's right.
Yeah.
We have a Facebook group, and we have a page. Excellent! To everyone in the live chat, YouTube viewers and podcast listeners, thank you for hanging out with us. Let us know what you thought about the show in the comments. I'm actually reading my outro, y'all. This is like the first time I've never actually read it. And show your support with a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button and bell button so you always know when we've got more shows going on. Join Josh Hayes and Scott Moon next week as they chat about bringing special ops realism into military science fiction with Doc Spears, the author of Galaxy's Edge's new series, Dark Operator. Check that out on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern. For Lauren Moore, I'm Kayleen Williams. Thank you for joining us on your writer's journey. We'll see you next time for all the reading, the writing, and the everything in between right here on Keystroke Mediums, The Writer's Journey. Good night, guys.
Night.